All right. What's going on, guys? Um, so we are here today to talk about our top five, our top five favorite character, or I'm sorry, races. This is just personal opinions. Um, but before we get there, uh, if you're joining us on YouTube, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification button. Um, if you're watching us on Twitch, um, hit us up in the chat. We're uh, we're listening and we'll answer any questions, and your input is always, always, always welcome. As I said last week, we're making some changes to our schedule, so um, it's going to jump around week to week for right now, but most of the time a show will start at around 8 o'clock, or I'm sorry, 8:30. Um, so yeah, that's where we're at. So joining me today is going to be first off over here is going to be Devon. Hopefully he's joining me today.
I'm here.
Oh, okay. And then down here is Josh. Both these guys were on the last show where we talked about how we create characters. Um, kind of picked apart the normal way. Well, I can't say the normal way, right? The book way. Um,
We're not saying it's wrong, it's just wrong.
yeah, right. So, um, so yeah, I guess how we want to do this. Um, we'll start with our fifth favorite and work our way to our top, through our top, and we'll talk about each one as we get there. But make sure that you explain why that is your favorite race. I just don't want to list. I want to know why you think that those races are. I want to know why those races are in your top five. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. Um. So yeah, I guess. I mean, there's no real other introductions, and as always, I think I'll go last. So, um, is there anything else that you guys want to put out before we start the list?
I'm good to go.
Okay. Cool, cool, cool. All right. Well then, no further ado, I am going to go ahead and ask Devon your fifth favorite race in Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition is what?
So this was not very hard decision for me because I only ever played six different races, but out of the top five, my fifth pick would definitely be a half orc.
Okay.
Um, I I don't really have a whole lot of complaints about them. Like they are very good tanks, even when you're not even when you're not a tank. They can be good tanks. That's pretty much all I have for them. Like it just I don't know. It was the first race I ever played, and I loved it. But I always wanted to try something new. Don't really have a whole lot other than that.
Okay.
Just on that aspect, just for my fifth pick at least.
Okay. All right. Simple enough. I'll have a little something to say about the half work in a minute, but I don't want to keep anybody waiting. So Josh, pick number 5.
My number 5 is my love for little horny creatures. I have to say, Tiefling is my number 5.
All right.
I love the dark vision, resistance to fire. I mean, hellish rebuke, thaumaturgy, darkness. I mean, for like one of the like most, I would say, basic of the races. I mean, I
Yeah.
yes, Kayla, 100%. But yeah, I love the design. I love the thought behind a tiefling that they're hated. You know, some of them are hated. You know, so that's my 5. That's my number 5.
All right. All right. Kayla, welcome back. Hopefully, hopefully we'll be able to teach you something. Probably not, but you know, give her the good old college try. Okay. So Josh, 5th with Tiefling. Um, I guess that brings it to me. Um, so me, I'm way. Yes, this is true. A dark horny creature. Um, so for me, I went like a little bit outside of the box. Oddly enough, like my top 2, actually only one, just a uh brief tidbit. Only one of my top 5 are actually in the player's handbook. So, um, I used everything. I went everywhere. Um, but I would say my 5th favorite, even though I haven't had a chance to play one yet, I think I will soon, is the Changeling. Um,
Nice.
yeah, I mean, if you want to talk about like, mostly because I like I said last week, I'm gonna make a bard. Um, there's 2 characters that I might make. One of them would be a changeling. I mean, if you want to do like a bard, College of Whispers, this is amazing. You know what I mean? You get your charisma increased by 2, your dexterity, or I think it's dexterity or intelligence increased by 1. Um, one of the two. They get to change their appearance. You gain proficiency with uh, you gain proficiency with 2 skills off the bat, either deception, intimidation, insight, or persuasion. You know what I mean? Like this this is a bard. You know, RP wise, RP. I'm going RP. Um, but even with the dex, you know, give him a rapier and he's going to do some damage. So so I'm but Devon, I do like the half orc. There's a lot to them, right? So like no matter which way you go, you're obviously going to go strength in some aspect. Um, so let's take a look. Uh, so the half orc, you get a +2 to strength, +1 to constitution. You get your dark vision. Um, but really, what's killing is the savage attack. Um, and how could you go wrong with relentless endurance? You know, so you're half
Yeah.
orc. You're half orc. Oh yeah, okay. So I'm dead. Wait, no, I lie. I have 1 hit point. Like it's just, you know, they're great characters. Um, I was really I was really upset about uh, the actual like full orc class because it really didn't give me much. The half orc seemed better than the orc
I agree.
to me. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
And you would think like a full orc. Give me something. Like yeah, you still get a +2 to Constitution, or I'm sorry, Strength, a +1 to Constitution. But as an orc, you get a -2 to your intelligence. You get Dark Vision, Aggression, Menacing, and Powerful Build. Those are okay, but if I'm gonna tank, I already get my +2 to Strength with a half orc. I already get my +1 as a half orc to Con. I have no negative modifiers, and I still have but you can knock me down to 0 hit points and I'll pop back up. So yeah, half orc. If I was going top 10, it would definitely be in the top 10, but it did not make my 5. And Josh, Tiefling, yeah, it's on my list.
Yeah.
That's the only one that made my list off of the original.
Same here,
Yeah,
actually.
it's the only one that did. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy a lot of the other characters, but I have other favorites for other reasons, and a lot of my stuff's going to be based off of role play. So, but I'll talk about the tiefling when I get to the tiefling.
Oh,
So,
that's the same with Changeling. That's
yeah.
on my list too. So
All right. So number 4, number Fizzor. Devon, what do you got for number 4, bud?
For number 4, I have a dwarf.
Okay.
I haven't really ever played a dwarf, but every dwarf that has ever come to a table that I've been at is, for some reason, a force to be reckoned with. Um, they they have so much potential. They have dark vision. They have the dwarven resistance, which gives you advantage on saving throws against poison and is resist to poison. Um, they have proficiency with power weapons, um, and it just every time every time I see a dwarf, they're just I feel like they're never there to be fucked with, no matter if they're what class they are. They're always there to hit hard. For
Yeah.
some reason, a small little person that can just mess anybody's day up seems like a pretty good race in my eyes.
Yeah, don't get me
For
wrong. I
some
love the dwarf, especially in 5e, like you have your sub races, right? So you can kind of build that dwarf to do what you want it to do. But a dwarf in general, they are powerhouses, right? They might be short, but they're like 2 men shoulder to shoulder. They're little bowling balls, you know. And we can't forget our favorite our favorite dwarf.
Bernard.
Yeah, yeah. My favorite dwarf that I've ever played with is Bernard, the old cranky, uh,
Most definitely.
pissed off cleric. Or no, I'm sorry, paladin, paladin,
Paladin.
paladin. Yeah,
yeah,
sorry. Yeah, definitely, definitely. Dwarf's a good choice. Good choice. Um, Josh, what are you bringing in at number 4?
man, I was fighting between 3 and 4, but 3 just beat out very slightly. So number 4 is Warforged. Man, I love me some cons.
Okay.
I mean, you have, they're immune to disease. They have a bunch of resilience. Like they don't actually sleep, so you got that sentry when you need it. Like, and one of my favorites is the way you do the armor for them. They literally have to build it into them,
Yeah.
so like you can't drop the armor on them. and then you get a skill and tool. I mean, they're like all around like really cool.
Yeah.
Plus, who doesn't like a metal man?
I mean,
Iron Man.
I mean, me personally, I'm not a huge fan of the Warforge. I'm not. Um, I think they look cool. I think you can do some really cool things with them. Um, I just personally don't think that I'll play one anytime soon. Just me. Uh,
Oh yeah.
But I've seen some really cool uses of the Warforge uh, in my time.
Uh, One of the old D&D streams that I used to watch. I can't think of the name of it right now, but one of the characters, he was a rogue, a warforged rogue, but he was like completely literal. He didn't understand, like he was by the books. Like any crime he committed, he actually like wrote it down in a book. Like it was hilarious. I loved him.
Nice. All right. All right. Yeah, I haven't gotten into them yet. You know, they're still relatively new. I mean,
Yeah.
you've had the Warforged for a while, but the Unearthed Arcana was a little broken. A little OP for me. Which probably put the bad taste in my mouth to begin with. Um, but they look awesome, and you can do a lot of cool shit with them. Um, yeah, yeah. Okay. So I am pulling my fourth pick from Ravnica, and yeah, I'm going with the Minotaur.
Nice.
Yeah, I love the Minotaur, just in general. Uh, your strength increases by 2. You have a Constitution of 1. Um, you know, body size. Obviously, they're like 6 foot tall. They're 300 pounds. They're as close to large as a medium gets. Um, you have the unarmed strike that deals 1d6 plus your strength modifier with your horns. Um, a goring rush. Um, you have proficiency with either intimidation or persuasion. Um, and then there's oh yeah, so a goring rush, when you use your dash action to move at least 20 feet during your turn, you can make a melee horn attack as a bonus action. So this is a tank, right? This is just a tank. But that being said, how cool would a Minotaur druid be?
That'd be something.
I never thought of that.
You know,
That would be awesome.
because they have the hit. You know what I mean? They have the hit if they need it. They can still get away. You're doing some crazy damage. Like I know everybody's gonna go Minotaur. Yeah, I'm gonna be like a barbarian. Um, but I think a druid would be fun. Um, and just dumb stuff, right? Like a rogue.
I don't know, man. I call bull.
Got corny jokes for days. So I mean, yeah, that's definitely my fourth pick. Um, but I've always had. What is that?
What?
Oh,
Is that an Alby?
Hello.
Alby, hey bud.
What's up?
about
So
time you
so just so you know, you're a little behind the 8 ball, but that's okay.
Okay.
That's normal for him.
Um, we are talking we are talking today about our top 5 favorite D&D races. For whatever reason, whatever you like, you know, that's what we're talking about. We just went
Okay.
over our number 4, but if you want to, do you have a list?
Off the top of my head,
Yeah, I mean,
hmm.
if you we can give you some time to write it down. We can go with our. If you want to jump in, pick your top 3. Actually, if you want to, you can pick your top 5. But I'll
I mean, because honestly, since I'm still new, like
right.
I don't know all this.
Yeah.
So
But
so far,
there's also new people in the chat that are trying to learn, so it would be a good aspect for them too, just from what you know.
yeah, from what I've seen so far, there's one in particular that I really like, which is the Kenku,
Okay.
which
Okay.
is that's the like the bird looking thing, right?
Yep.
One of them, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. For some reason, I really like that character design and how they like the stuff that they can do and stuff like that. Like I really like them.
Yeah.
The second for me would be like the human. I don't know, because they get +1 and everything, so that's kind of awesome.
God,
Well, we're going in reverse, right? So here's what I'm going to have you do. Here's what I'm going to have you do.
Okay. So I had to pick my least favorite. Was that
Yeah.
it?
So what I'm going to do.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. So Devon's on number 3, right? So I'm going to jump down
Okay.
to Devon while Devon and Josh talk. Go ahead and give me a list of 5 from and then we'll catch you up. That sound good?
Okay.
And
Yep.
like you can jump in during any of this conversation. You know what I mean? But go ahead and write your 5 down and then yeah. So for everybody in the chat and everybody watching at home, this is Alby, aka Noob, aka Slugs.
What up?
So yeah, surprised to see you tonight. It's good that you popped in. I was also gonna have another special guest, but he did not. He was not able to show up tonight, and I'm not gonna ruin that surprise for anybody for when he comes. Dun, dun, dun.
dun-dun-dun-dun.
So Albie is gonna work on his list real quick. Um, yeah, and Albie, with all your picks, I have their stats. So like
Okay.
I'll go over that for you. You know what I mean? Like we'll go over that together. Um, yeah. So just for those of you that don't watch the streams, I don't know why you're watching us now. Um, because we're just a bunch of idiots talking about D&D. Um, so Albie actually really surprised me as a player because he just started. We taught him how to play. We are teaching him how to play. But
Yep.
probably one of the best role players uh, that I
Oh,
have
why?
at my
Thank you.
table. Like every character that you come up with, I deeply enjoy.
Noob
Oh, thank you.
cried.
So
Yeah. I love slugs. I love torturing that little green son of a bitch.
yes, I mean Slugs is solid. Like at this point, we can't even at the live table. We can't even have a session without going. Yeah, Noob would have like if he's gone. We're like, yeah, Noob would have done this. You know what I mean? Like it's a good character. They're solid characters, but I think the role playing uh does everything for that. So um
Well, if Torrent would have had his way, slugs would have been a solid character.
Jesus, bad jokes all night long.
Oh yeah, this is what the people come for.
Oh, there were so many jokes I could have went with that. So we're just we're gonna go ahead and move on from that. Devin, give me that
Okay,
number
so
3.
my number 3 is actually the Minotaur.
Okay.
I like. I agree with you. Minotaur definitely should be in the top 5 for people. Um, I I just like you were saying, you want to try and you were talking about a different other than a barbarian minotaur. I kind of want to try a monk or a rogue minotaur. So, but yeah, it just some reason minotaur catches my eye as a powerhouse that could probably be really good doing other things other than being a powerhouse, and it kind of catches my curiosity a little bit, especially with the stats that it has and
Yeah,
it's
I just think
amazing.
all around that'd be a fun character to play. You know, just the whole thing, role playing a minotaur, um, you know, snorting and grunting a little bit. Um,
Huffing and puffing.
yeah, like it'd just be a cool character to play. But now we're all I'm readjusting now. So down in the corner, Josh, what do you got at that
Uh,
creepy number three?
oh, and it's creepy, and
Oh, here we go.
it's probably one that a lot of people don't even think about. But I love a Yanti pureblood.
Yep,
Ooh,
that's a good call. That's a good call. I wouldn't have went with it, um, but I see exactly why.
you and your creepy characters.
You know it. This is what I like. I have a type.
Yeah.
I mean, you got poison spray, animal friendship, but you can only use it on snakes. That's hilarious. I mean, you can get suggestion, like,
Do that.
oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
you get poison immunity, dark vision, magic resistance.
Yeah. Yeah,
The the
that initiates or innate spellcasting with the poison spray, animal friendship, and suggestion is just yeah. I mean that's pretty sick.
Yeah, the only downside that kept them from like one of the top two is yeah, they are technically snake people, but they don't actually they don't actually transform.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think that would have pushed it because they're supposed to be able to, but that would have to be like an added thing.
You just go druid.
Yeah, a
Well,
druid and you only transform into snakes.
I mean that's the only downside of the pure blood, right? Because like if you look
Yeah.
at the other Yanti, like you got dudes with fucking snakes for arms, you got dudes with like a giant constrictor neck, and then the purebloods, you have fangs and weird eyes.
Well, I think it's more normally the females are more like human like, and usually the males are more snake like. That's just how they're usually portrayed.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I
Yeah.
I
I
I
just
I,
think
I
they should
know,
have a serpent form.
or something of that nature. You know what I mean? Like I get that you can talk to snakes, but I don't know. I
Yeah.
agree with that though. I do agree with that. The cool thing about them though, like for me personally, if I was to play one, like you have to think that it's a serpent-like creature that for ages did like cannibalistic rituals
Yeah.
to mix their own flesh with snakes. So like, yeah, if I'm playing a Yanti, like I'm gonna get weird. Like even if it's a good character, I'm just gonna like walk by a snake and like lick my lips. Or like, when I go to the local tavern and find myself a lady of the night, she may come downstairs screaming because I bit her on the thigh. Like, it's gonna be weird. It's gonna be some weird shit
Yeah.
going on.
Yep. Exactly.
But realistically, friggin', you have advantage on saving throws against spells and other magical effects. That by itself. And poison immunity. Immunity. Poison's like one of the most common things in Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah. Yeah.
especially in your campaign.
Oh yeah. Always in my campaign. All right, pure blood. Interesting. I didn't expect that, but I can see it. I can see honestly like there's not going to be a class that you're going to there's not going to be very many classes that I couldn't see on somebody's list realistically. There's a few misses, but even those I would understand why certain people would want to pick them. But yeah. All right, Josh coming in hot with number 3's Pure Blood. Alby,
Yes, I
you
got my
done?
list done.
You got your list done? All right. So
Yes, sir.
we're gonna start with your number 5. We're gonna catch you up, buddy. So what do you got at number 5?
I chose this only because me and Devon were talking about it lately, and it seems interesting, which is the Sadar, which is the little. Am I saying that right? The goat people, little half human, half goat type looking thing.
Fae.
The
What?
what?
It's a fae.
A oh, Faye. Faye, that's what it
No,
is.
I know what you're talking about.
Oh
It's
yeah, a satyr.
Satyr. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
The only reason I chose that was because I just see like limitless like comical relief with that thing.
Yeah, that's just that's yeah. Yeah, role
Like
playing would
my
be fun.
yeah, like I went like we were talking about it and like talking about creating a character like that, and then it just sounds like in my brain I'm like this will be so hilarious to play a character like that.
So I don't have obviously I don't have the book for that yet. But I can give you some info on I can give you some info on that. Let me just look that up because I don't want to give the wrong stuff out. You know what I mean? So it looks
I got it
like
pulled up already.
+2 to charisma, +1 to dex. Uh, Fey. When it says Fey, what do they mean in there?
Uh,
I
the
think it's
Fae ancestry
That's what I
is
thought.
one. They have advantage on throws being charmed, and magic can't put them to sleep.
Right, that's what the Fey ancestry is.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep. They also have uh, magic resistance, which is pretty freaking cool. Um, hold on, let me see something real quick.
I feel like it would be pretty funny with them, especially with their body and how everything is. They have that exotic body. All their all their articles of clothes are gonna have to be specially made. I can only imagine going town to town trying to trying to find a blacksmith. Well, I mean not a blacksmith,
A Taylor.
armor, yeah, tailor or something. Just trying to weasel your way in, trying to convince them to make something for you special. That alone just sounds funny.
So and with these guys too, you know that ram, that's an attack. That's kind of like the it's kind of like the Minotaur, right?
Yep.
Um, uh, yeah, magic resistance, Fey ancestry, so they can't be put to sleep. Uh, and they have save.
Broken fully. Man, I can't even speak. Anything they digest is they have a advantage on the throws, intelligent checks, and they have
Where are you looking at this?
uh I'm on the one website I'm on.
Right,
Oh wait, nope.
M-
I clicked on the wrong one. Hold on,
make
let me
sure
go
it's
back.
not a homebrew.
Yeah.
Yeah, because originally they were homebrewed before. They were like, "Ooh, this is probably a good idea. Let's take it."
Yeah.
Dope man. Oh, they love music.
Okay, here we go. So, mirthful leap. Roll a d8 when making a long or high jump and add that to the number of feet that you covered. This costs normal movement. And they also get proficiency in performance, persuasion, and musical instruments. Yeah, I like these characters for the same reason that Alby does. I think it would be hilarious, and I think these would make
Yeah.
like a pretty cool bard.
Hey, I said that last night. Or
Um,
yeah, last night.
they would make a pretty cool bard because you're getting your 2 to charisma plus your +1 to dexterity. Um, dude, okay, so follow me on this. A bard, but it's a stand-up comic as one of these.
Yeah.
Like most of his jokes start with, "So my dad was a human, my mom was a goat." You can go for days just with that. Um, all right, all right. Alby coming in strong, coming in hot. All right, Alby, what do you got for number 4?
Number 4. Well, again, because I'm still new to this, I don't know their stats and whatever. I'm basically basing this on aesthetics.
Yeah,
So, my number 4 would be Warforge. Only because I think it's awesome that they're made out of like wood and metal, and they're basically like a robot.
yeah.
And
Um,
I think that would be like an interesting character to make.
yeah. That was Josh's number 4. So yeah,
It
that's
was.
yeah. Good call, good
Yeah,
call, good
I think
call.
yeah, I think that would be awesome.
Yeah, I mean they are cool. Don't get me wrong. Um, you can go crazy with those too, right? Because you can make them look however you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, because like a lot of the ones that I'm picking too, like for me personally, is aesthetics, right? Because like when we play, what's the first thing I do as soon as I make a character? I go on to Hero Forge, I make my character, and then I print it, and then I paint it. So it has to look cool too. It has to look cool. So yeah, that's one of my criterias.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I think like Warforged, you have like a lot more to, go off of. They literally can look, just about anything, which is awesome.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like I could make, like if I went with a Warforge, right? And let's say I wanted him to be like a dexterous fighter, I can literally like go in, I don't know, make his face like the head of a lion and just metal.
Oh, that would be awesome.
You know what I mean? Like totally tweak it
Mhm.
out so it looks like it's just a big metal lion face. Um,
Oh, that's so dope.
yeah, you can go crazy with it. Your Warforge can be whatever the hell you want it to be, and then you can throw like that crazy looking armor on it, um, and it would be fine because it's a Warforge, right? All right. So number 4 is the War Forge. Alby, you're number 3, sir.
All right, so number 3 is actually uh a race that I really want to play, and I've been thinking about. Um, well, I was talking to Devon about it, and it's a character that I want to build next that I really want to be serious about, and it's the Tabaxi.
Okay.
Nice.
Because I think they look awesome, and the character that I have in mind that I want to build around it's gonna be like really serious. Like it's gonna be like a really serious character,
Okay.
and the stuff that Brandon was a Tabaxi, right? He was doing all that flippy stuff in one of our games.
Yeah, and
And,
Paul is
and
too.
he was doing, yeah, he was doing some awesome stuff that I was just like, wow, I want a character like that.
Yeah, I mean, well, you get your ability score improvement. Obviously, is +2 in dexterity, a +1 in charisma. Um, you have a normal walking speed, but you get your dark vision, which is nice. Feline agility. Your reflexes and ability allows you to move with a burst of speed. So basically, what happens is you double your movement. You can double your movement speed until the end of your turn, uh, and then once that's done, your movement is uh, can't be used. That skill can't be used again unless you don't move on the next turn. So like then whenever you can, hey Becky,
Hi, Becky.
um, and then you get proficiency in perception and stealth, obviously. So yeah, Tabaxis are good. I like them. I like them. Again, probably never play one, but
Just keep them away from the catnip.
yeah, that's what I'm worried about. So like when you get that serious character, that one like super serious character you play, I'm just gonna start hitting it with catnip, and then it's gonna like what happened to Becky and Chase and uh Torrent is gonna happen to you, but it's all catnip. Yeah, how's it going, Becky? What's up? What's good? What's new? Did you find all the stuff you needed for camping? For camping? All right. So this one for me, my third. Um, so like the next, yeah, she ate it. The kids ate your camping gear. Um, my next pick was weird. Um, to me anyway. So I went with the Asmar. For role playing mostly. Uh, but you start out with charisma score to increase it too. Um, but you also get your superior dark vision. Um, but where it gets fun, right, is when you go a little bit further down. So regular Asmir, you get your celestial resistance. Um, so you're resistant to necrotic and radiant damage, which is pretty cool. Um, but not a whole lot of people do necrotic or radiant damage, except for necromancers, and a couple of other creatures, but not a whole lot. Um, healing hands is nice. You can touch one creature and cause it to regain a number of hit points equal to your level, and as an action. So it's just like a quick, almost save your ass kind of thing. Um, but so like then you get which one, right? You got the protector, which gives you a +1 to your wisdom. You also get radiant soul, which starting at level 3, you can basically your eyes glow and you basically grow wings. So
That's awesome. I have a question.
yeah.
What? How do they look? Because
Um.
I never heard of that
Okay.
one.
So an Asmar looks like a human. Depending on which one you choose, like the Protector. The Protectors are normally like angelic humans, so they're just beautiful.
Yeah, they're like godly looking.
Right.
Huh, interesting.
Right. Um. That being said, you also have the Scourge, which is the exact opposite. Right. So instead of like sprouting wings, you sprout these like devil bone wing things.
That's
Um,
awesome.
yeah. Um, but you can really play this one up, right? So like I see the Scourge. It says many of the Scourge Azamar wear masks to block out the world, uh, and focus on containing their power, and only unmask themselves during battle, which is pretty cool. Now those they get a +1 to Constitution, and when they release their divine energy, starting at 3, it causes searing light to radiate from you, and also pours out of your mouth, including your teeth, your eyes. What's it say? Your eyes, and yeah, I don't know. That doesn't make any sense right there. Then you have the Fallen.
My favorite of them.
Yeah. Um, which is basically just necrotic. So sorry, I screwed up. The Scourge does not get the wings at all, I don't think.
Yeah, Scourge is like fire, so
Yeah.
it's like it's almost like they're gonna incinerate you.
Yeah, that's what it looked like to me. So like basically like flames and shit shoot out of his eyes and his mouth as he like walks towards you. It's some scary shit. The Fallen is the one that I was thinking about. Um, I think that's it, right? Just the 3. Uh,
Yeah. Well, there's the variant, which is kind of like a hybrid, but we don't talk about those.
is that unearthed? Is that an unearthed Arcana?
No, that's not. It's
Oh,
just on D&D Beyond.
oh, okay. So you get a +1 to your strength here. Um, you're a necrotic shroud, which just sounds cool. Um, so you unleash a divine energy within yourself. Uh, Again, starting at level 3, your eyes turn into like basically pools of black, and you sprout ghostly, flightless wings. Um, which you transform, and any creature within the distance of 10 feet from your location that can see you has to make a charisma saving throw against your DC 8 plus your proficiency plus your charisma, and or be frightened until the end of your next turn. She just fucking turn into this crazy ghost demon angel thing, and everybody freaks out. The transformation lasts for 1 minute. Um, you can also deal bonus necrotic damage to one target when you deal any damage with a spell or attack, and necrotic damage is equal to your level. Um, yeah, so that's pretty cool. This is mostly like this is my pick for role play. This would be a fun character to role play. really.
Plus, they're celestial.
Yeah.
Like they're, I mean, basically like how I've always imagined it, like humans and like lower creatures. Someone talking celestial is like screams, like just ear wrenching screams.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah. So that's my pick. Uh, for number three. Um. So we're getting down there. Getting down there. Um. Devon, bringing in your number two. What do you got?
Um, I have Dragonborns.
Okay.
Um, I like I for me it's mainly the whole being able to choose how you look the most because
Yeah.
you got the different types of dragons. You got the black, the blue, the brass, bronze, copper, gold, green, red, silver, and white, and they all are perfect. They look cool. Not only do they look cool, but dragonborns also have that breath weapon. To me, being for a dragonborn, you could a lot of people play them as tanks or fighters because they're hard hitters. But I also like the fact that you can go wizard, sorcery, warlock, whatever range, and if something comes up in your way, you have that breath weapon to be close if you need to. So they're very versatile as well, along with a lot of other classes. But in my opinion, I think they are the coolest class to have for versatile. They could do anything, and each different type has a different damage type. Like black is acid, the blue is lightning, brass is fire, bronze is lightning, and then it just repeats a little bit of them. Like copper is acid again,
Yeah.
gold is fire as well, but green is poison. And for some reason, poison is the best in this game. So it's just if you go whatever, they have resistant to whatever color it is. So you could have cold resistance, fire resistance, poison, acid, lightning. It all depends on which one you'd get, and I think that's actually really cool because that just makes the DM have to go around and not do what you do and put everything poison or
No, I
make
just set
everything
rooms on
acid.
fire then.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, trust me, I'll get
They
around it.
they
It's
also have the resilience too, so they get AC resilience. So like you could make a really tanky sorcerer or wizard.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, if I was to play a Dragonborn, I would probably go Wizard or
wow.
Warlock. Like a Warlock would be badass. You know, because you're getting your plus one to Charisma. So depending on your rolls, if you're rolling a high Charisma anyway, it's just kind of a bump. But you're getting your natural armor. Let's see here. Do they not get natural armor? I thought they did.
No, I don't think so.
They do. Well, no, I think they do.
I thought they did. No, they don't. No, they do not.
But they got a +2 in strength.
It's
Never know what
lizard
that.
folk. Lizard folk get the unarmored.
Oh my god, I think those are so cool too.
Lizard folk get the natural armor.
Eh. But yeah, that would be my that would definitely be my second Dragonborn. There's so much you can do with a Dragonborn, and it'll still be half decently putting everybody on their toes.
It's
I'm thinking. Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, it's I know lizard folk do, and I think that's what I was thinking. I think it's funny though that they wouldn't get it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I was thinking. I'm thinking of in Sorcerer, one of the the subclasses is the dragon ancestry. That gets a bonus to AC. That's the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah. Dragonborns don't have dragon skin, I guess. Uh, I
Poop it.
don't get me wrong. I like dragonborns. I do. I think they could have been better,
Oh
right?
yeah, they
Um,
could have.
so so number one, yes, you get that acid or you get that breath weapon, which is cool, but to me, it's not it's not great, right? Because you still get a saving throw. Um, and even if you get hit, it's only 2d6, which at lower levels is pretty bad, right? But at higher levels, and it increases, obviously, you get 3d6 at level 6, 4d6 at level 11, the whole way up to, 5d6 at level 16. Um, but after you use that, so you can only use that once per combat. So, if you're really in the, like, let's say you make that shaman, the, warlock or whatever, or not a warlock, but a sorcerer or um, you know, a wizard, and you start to get into the shit, and you're like, oh, better use my breath weapon. Pop. Well, I did that. You know what I mean? Like, I it,
Yeah.
I just think Dragonborn should have been cooler.
Well, and here's the crazy thing. So in Sorcerer, there is draconic bloodline, right?
Yep.
And that is basically what a dragonborn should be. Like, because you get draconic resilience.
Yep.
At level 1, you gain your max hit point maximum increased by 1 and increases by 1 again whenever you gain a level in this class. Plus, your parts of your skin are covered by dragon-like scales. Like, so
Yeah.
then you get an increase to your AC. Well, why doesn't Dragonborn have that?
Right, because they have dragon scales all over their body. The same thing with lizard folk. I just think they missed a lot of marks on this one. I honestly do. As far as like how they look, they're badass. I just think they're a little lackluster.
Yeah,
Just
I
me.
really think with the new books, they should have updated it. They should have made them better.
Yeah, I need a subclass. I need a like a subclass or a variant. Because there's like 300 different, you know, uh, choices that I can get. Because you're really not giving me anything but that breath weapon.
All right.
Hey, Inner Magic, thanks, buddy. Thanks for the follow. One of us. Feel free to jump into the chat. Say what's up. If you have any questions, anything like that, feel free to ask. We're just hanging out, talking some
Oh, Senna, what's up,
D&D.
man?
Um, hey, hey. So, yeah, Dragonborn, like I said, it just leaves me a lot to want. But then we're just gonna roll right down here to Josh, number 2. Thrill me.
Well, I'm going to because this was on your list, and there's some things that you don't know about these babies. The changelings.
Yes.
The changelings got something new. I don't know if you know this. There were updates to them in Eberron, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is no longer 2 to charisma and 1 to dexterity or intelligence. Now it is 2 to charisma and 1 to whatever you want. So it is one of
Is
the
it
only
one?
classes you can give 3 charisma.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Because I noticed on the old book it said 1 to either. But yeah, see, okay, so that's the thing too, right? So it's saying to an ability score of your choice. Like some of the other ones, they specifically tell you. Let me find it. Go ahead, Josh. Continue.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah, it says a changeling's ability score increase still gives the 2 to charisma, but now you can pick any ability score for a +1 bonus instead of picking between dexterity and intelligence. They also no longer have advantage on charisma checks. They don't actually have to maintain their disguise.
Ooh.
The Unfortunately, they don't get unsettling visage anymore.
Ah. Okay.
But I mean, that's not too bad.
No. I mean, they're still killing it.
But they do get changeling instincts, which is
Yeah.
proficiency in 2 skills of deception, insight, intimidation, or persuasion,
Yep.
and 2 languages. So they are like a perfect face character.
Yep. So, and what you were saying there. Yeah. So that's what he's saying. So like if you look at the half elf, right? The half elf off the bat gets a +2 to charisma and +1 to two other ability scores. Notice what it says there. 2 other ability scores. You cannot choose one that was already chosen. So your charisma, you can't get up. So the changeling is the only one that you can get a +3 out of the gate. The only one.
Yep.
The only one that you could get out of the gate. Now, me personally, I'd have to see. This is what I was saying. Like I got to see those rolls first, right, to see where I'm gonna stick that.
So yeah, and I mean that's what anything that you use charisma things on. Man, those spellcasters are gonna be powerful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right? Friggin' warlock, warlock, pact of the blade warlock, just coming in hitting with your charisma bonus. That's your bonus. Yeah.
In fact, the next character that I have ready I've talked about TAC.
Yeah.
It's going to be a sorcerer warlock multi-class. So it'll be shadow magic. So they get that,
Yep.
if they get knocked down, they get the chance to get back up and stuff. And then you get the pact of the old god, so they turn into like some crazy, like psychic monster.
Yeah, Becky, we were talking about that the other day, how we rolled on Sundays. So we do have something coming up that I think will be fun.
Senna, changelings technically aren't
Aren't
either.
anything. Yeah, changelings are not male or female.
They can become male or female. As long as they've seen the person, they can mimic them.
Yeah.
Guys in the game.
So, but like, if it's depending on how they do it, I know other changelings, they normally feel comfortable in one. Um, but that being said, too, it's kind of like how they first portrayed elves or high elves. They kind of look like they could be either. Because there's some pretty elves out there that are dudes, and they look like chicks. It's like going to a drag show.
Yeah, pretty much. This is like the ultimate drag show right
Yeah,
here.
it's the ultimate drag performer.
Trust nobody.
Oh, hold on 1 second. I have a little one here. What's up, baby girl? Good night. I love you. Go clean up. Your face a mess. You got the pizza face. Alright, sorry about that, guys.
You're fine.
You can't see it. The camera's that big. Look. Got pizza on your face. Get out of here. Get to bed. I love you. Oh, you can sleep in my bed. Okay. Go get cleaned up. Go. Go.
Too funny.
Yeah, she's her mother. She listens to nothing. Um, yeah, she is. They had a blast. We were at the pool all day today. So, like, we're all really tired. I am beat right now, which is why I sound like this. Um, yeah, Alby. Alby, talk to me,
Yes,
buddy.
sir.
Talk to me. Give me that juicy number two.
Number two, you already guys already heard this, but the human. I just think you could do pretty much whatever you want with them, really. And also because of noob. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's why it's my number two.
I get the ability scores, and if you go variant, you get a feat. Mm. I just, you
Like
know,
Already.
I still don't know enough of D&D, so
yeah,
that's
no, no,
why I'm
no, no,
choosing.
no, dude. Seriously,
I'm
seriously. As a character, that is a solid choice, right? Because you
yeah,
can't go wrong with a human. Even if you have relatively shitty rolls, you're bringing all those rolls up, every single one.
yeah,
Um,
and that too because it's pretty much my first main character that I actually played with. So
right, Becky. No, I am not a fan of humans whatsoever. Um, I get why people play them. I do. But here's the thing. I already play one on a regular basis, right? Humans are good for the only reason that they put that +1 to all ability scores is so people would pick the human. That was it.
Probably.
That was it.
Yeah, I already rolled one and it sucks. I mean,
Yeah.
look at me now.
Yeah. This is what I rolled. This is what I got stuck with. I could have been an orc. Um, I could have been a changeling, you know, but nope. Here I am. Um, yeah, Becky, I'm not a huge fan of humans at all. I get it. I get it. I get it. It makes sense. But, you know, again, to me, like, most of my stuff is about that role play. You know what I mean? It's about that role play in that mini. uh, I like having something cool. Like, even a changeling. Even a changeling, I could do some crazy stuff with. Um,
also too, I think humans like picking like for me, it was a good starting point for a new player.
yeah.
Also because they
Yeah.
don't have much. You know what I mean?
No, no,
So
no.
it's easy.
Don't get me wrong. Noob is probably one of my favorite characters of all time. Um, but that's you. That's not the human. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? And that's what I'm saying.
yeah,
Like, depending on what you're looking for and what you're trying to pick, this list is going to be completely different for everybody. You know what I mean? You're going to see, you know, uh, just like Devon, Devon picked for number two a Dragonborn. That Dragonborn's not even on my list. On honestly, a Dragonborn and a human probably aren't on my top 10, if we want to be honest. I would rather pick something that I haven't played yet. Right, that's what I mean. Like, it's the way he plays Noob that makes Noob a phenomenal character. It has nothing to do with him being human. I even forgot
Noob is
that he was.
definitely the best human character I've ever seen.
Yeah, I enjoy Noob immensely.
I don't know. Our drunk little friend is getting up there for a good human.
Chase.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Owain has some shit going on. I'd like to unfurl that character a little bit. Um, all right, that's gonna bring me to my number two. I'm gonna tell my number two. We can talk a little bit, and then take a quick break, like 5 minute break, and then we'll bring over. We'll slap out our number ones. We'll put our big uns on the table. And see whose is bigger. Hmm.
Definitely not mine.
I have a Zoom, so you won't even know.
Oh,
Uh, I have a Zoom camera. You can see it big. Um, so my number two, and my number two is gonna give away my number one, honestly. So my number two is the Gith. The Gith. Um, which Azamak is. Gith is broken up into two sections: the Gith Yankee and the Gith Zaraya. Base ability scores is intelligence +1. Um, taller, lankier. Uh, they look like a fucked up version between like elves and goblins and stick people.
it's
They're
stick people.
Yeah, they're weird. Um, but this is what I really like about them though, right? So Gith Yankee is more the fighter class of the Gith. They get a +2 to your strength. Um, they also uh, have proficiency in you learn one language of your choice. Um, you also get proficiency in one school skill or tool of your choice. Uh, oh, sorry. Um, Martial Prodigy, you get proficiency with light and medium armor, short swords, long swords, and great swords. So all swords. But the cool thing about these guys is they get the Gith Yankee Psionics, so you get Mage Hand Cantrip um, right out of the gate. At third level, you learn Jump as a trait, and then at fifth level you learn Misty Step, which is ridiculous. Um, but the Githzerai are my favorite right now because this is what is exactly what Azamak is. You get an increase of your Wisdom score by 2. Um, you have Mental Discipline, which gives you advantage on being charmed or frightened. Um, and you also get those psionics, but instead of Jump and uh, Misty Step, you get. So this is how dumb I am, though, because I'm definitely third level. and didn't I've never used it. So I can cast shield on myself once per day. And then at 5th level I can use detect thoughts once per day. Yeah, I forgot.
Whoops.
Yeah. 90% of the time I'm a damn bear anyway. Or a tiger or
Gorilla.
No, I'm the gorilla. He's the hyena.
yeah, I
I thought
normally
you turned into something and grabbed something. Oh, you turned into the bear. You were grappling and trying to throw the.
Yeah, he was the black bear.
yeah. So, um yeah, I mean that's my number 2 mainly because of I like their background. I like their story. What do you mean Brandon has to beg you to? Oh, you mean um
It's because we don't want our fur wet or sticky. We're not sure where you come from.
So, yeah, like I said, it's probably one of my favorite characters to play. Just how they and I like their backstory, with the mind flayers and stuff. I haven't really gotten into that as far as the storyline or anything, because oh, excuse me, like I said, long day. Um, because I don't use them, like we don't use them in the game how they are in the dungeon world. But yeah, so let's take a real quick break. Um, you know, use your restrooms, uh, do whatever he's got to do, and we'll come back, do our number ones. Maybe come up with an idea for next week's talk, and then you know we can shoot shit for a little bit, and then yeah, go over the schedule. Yeah, but yeah, let's take a break, 'cause Daddy needs a cigarette.
Yep, sounds good.
And we're back. Sorry, we got off on a tangent with our new schedule and our new setup, and it sounds like we are going to be back at the live table soon. I cannot wait. I'm super excited. I'm super stoked um, about that. Super stoked about that. Um, yeah, so we're gonna have some new stuff coming up on the channel. So I hope you guys are enjoying uh, what we have. You know, right now we're playing some D&D on Roll 20. We're gonna be back at the table, loving it, and the crafting. I'll just give you guys a quick look at what we're doing tomorrow. We're gonna finish her up.
I can't wait to see that finished. It looks amazing already. So
Yeah, we're just gonna do some highlights and darken out some stuff. We're gonna do some stuff to her, and then we're gonna do. I think I'm gonna do like a marble finish at the bottom here. So that should be cool. So definitely come in.
Sweet.
Yeah, you like that. Thanks, thank you. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. It looks pretty good. We're gonna add some detail to it because like right now I just painted the teeth white to make sure that I could see it. But we're gonna dull those out a little bit, do a little bit more highlights, get into her hair a little bit more. It looks pretty good, but I want to do some more highlights in that, and then the base, and then we're done with this bad girl. We can. Yeah, I printed this. This is actually a model from one of the Patreons that I support, called Printed Obsession. So, um, yeah, they're awesome. They're awesome. So I printed this. You're gonna see a lot of stuff that I printed. Actually, I have back behind me in the 3D printer right now. I have a zombie frost giant that I need to clean up tonight. Um, well, part of it. I still got to put it together and everything. And then after I'm done with her, thanks, man. Yeah, I'm pleased with it. The funny thing is, um, I didn't really use that much modeling paint. I used a lot of the crafting paint that you can get for like $1. Thank you, Becky. I have. Go ahead. Uh, I got a metric shit ton of it, and it works actually pretty good. You gotta know how to work with it. So, um, but yeah, and then I have the bugbear from the set. So I'm really excited to get to that bugbear. Really excited to get to that bugbear. Got a couple of new techniques. But without further ado, we'll talk about all that stuff uh, a little later after I yell at this child for being awake. Go to bed. Okay. Go. Okay, go get a drink of water and then go to bed. Good night, kiss. Love you. All right. All right. So without further ado, Devon, uh,
okay, so
what is your number one?
my number one would probably be the only race I probably use the most, and
I
that
already
would
know.
Uh,
what? What do you think it is?
Halfling.
Yeah, it is. Halflings. Halfling is my all-time favorite. Um, um, they definitely got that Dex +2, and it's it's good for a lot of things. Um, they have the Lucky, which it's very uncommon unless you're slugs, but the chance to actually re-roll 1/1 when you roll a one, it's it's a good thing to have. Like I love that the most about this class. Um, they have advantage against being frightened. and they can actually run through anything that's bigger than them, at least one size bigger than them. So you can get pretty crafty with your attacks if you do it right with them.
Okay.
And I just for some reason I'm always stuck on that lucky because it definitely comes in handy quite often unless you're slugs because the chances of you rolling a natural one more than once in one battle unless you're slugs is it's what, a 5%. There's a 5% chance, and it's not that it's not that common. But when it does happen, it's always when you want to hit or not want it to happen.
Yeah, and you shoot
It,
your buddy in the back with an arrow.
yeah, or if you accidentally miss and you hit an ally, you can always re-roll and have that chance to stop and prevent it from happening. That's I think that's just wonderful.
Okay. Okay. I hate halflings, but no, not really. They're not my thing. They creep me out like clowns and mimes. Weird little bastards.
I remind
You have a habit of playing everything I hate.
I think he does it on purpose.
I think so too. And then he did it, that's why he doesn't get mad when I kill it.
yeah, no, I can see the frustration on your face. And I'm like, yeah, he killed me. It's okay. I'll make another one.
Oh,
He sees himself in a halfling.
yeah,
Why do you think he was Littlefoot?
yeah. You know what they say about little feet. Which brings us to Josh's number one pick.
All right, mine is probably pretty obvious, but I love the Genasi race. I love the elementals.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I
I,
mean, the yeah, you can't go wrong. That's another one. See, because like to me, the Azamar and the Gith, that's really like the same thing with a dwarf. I love the dwarf aspect too because there's so many things that you can pick that change the aspect of the character like completely. And the Genasi, like they really embody that. Like seriously embody that concept.
I mean, the fact that they pretty much control the elements themselves is just insanely awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I was looking at those. I kind of, I went over those a little bit more while I was working on figuring out this list, right? And uh, so, Josh, correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't know. I don't have the book in front of me, but all of them get a +2 to Constitution.
They do.
Okay.
And then each one gets their own. You have the air genasi that gets dexterity.
Yep.
You have the earth that gets strength. Fire gets intelligence, and water gets wisdom.
Yep. Yeah, and they each do something cool, right? Your water gets the shape water, create and destroy water cantrip. Um,
Yep. Plus, they have swimming speed. They can breathe air and water,
yep,
and they get acid resistance. I mean, fire, they get dark vision,
yep,
but their dark vision is kind of cool because they only see shades of red.
yeah.
Um,
It's like
they're
Predator.
also resistant. Yeah, they're also resistant to fire. They get produce flame cantrip and then burning hands.
Yeah, and let's be honest, resistance to fire damage. Res-
Fireball.
I mean, almost every creature. Oh, hold on 1 second, Azumar. Create a character that looks godlike. Yeah, yeah. Like, but the fire genasi. Like, think about how many things in Dungeons and Dragons does fire damage, right?
Almost everything.
Yeah, like that's just the fire genasi is that shit's broken. Um,
Yeah.
um, I am a little uh upset with the Earth Genasi because you're getting a +1, right?
Yeah.
Um, but you move across difficult terrain without expending extra movement.
Yeah, but they also get Pass Without Trace, and that's a good spell.
It is, but like seriously, Fire Genasi, Earth Genasi.
Yeah, Earth. I think Earth got the
Er,
short end of the stick.
yeah, Earth. Okay,
Yeah.
so like Earth did because even air, right? You can hold your breath indefinitely. So that means if you go underwater, you can hold your breath. Your dexterity is improved by 1, and you have levitate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then like any mist or fog or sprays, like you can just hold your breath and it won't affect you.
Yep. So they were like, dude, you know what would be really cool? Like they came up with this concept. I think this is what happened. They came up with the concept, right? And they started with the Earth Genasi. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, so even the Air Genasi just floats over shit that it doesn't want to walk across. Like,
Like, why wouldn't you give them? Why wouldn't you give Earth like Magic Stone?
yeah, something cool, like Magic Stone, or you know, how about as something as dumb as what is it? Uh, Form Stone. Somebody help me here. It's a druid
meld
spell.
into meld into stone or
Well, not the
meld
one.
Earth or something.
Yeah, the one that you can control
Oh,
the
mold
mold
Earth.
Earth.
That's it.
Yeah, even that would be better than yeah anything with stone. Like seriously, homie. It would be cool if they did they like the Earth like the it's getting late for me. You can tell like my English is going bad. But the earth elementals, they can just walk through walls that are made of stone. They can they can move twice their speed. Give me something. Give me something. Urchinasi's the only one that has lackluster. Or give me another +1 to that strength. Now that might be a little OP, but it's an Earth Genasi.
Yeah, Senna. That's what I'm saying. Like Magic
Right.
Stone or like just some kind of cantrip. Give them something. Like,
Yeah. I mean, so like if I went with a Genasi, right? Me personally, I think an Earth Genasi sounds badass. And then I look at it and I'm like, yeah, no, not really. So that would be like the last one that I would pick. So even the Genasi itself I could break up into subs, right? So
yeah.
the like same thing with air. A little lackluster if you're looking at water and fire. Like I don't think it's fair. But I would love to make a, a, an Earth Genasi. And air, like levitate is cool, But don't you think pass without a trace makes more sense for air?
That I was thinking that too. It's
Like,
like that, move
yeah,
like the wind.
yeah, because it doesn't even make sense that a giant. Will you go somewhere? He's
Cave.
seen him. Yeah, he's seen himself in the camera, and so
I
he's just
know what
back
you were
there like
doing. You were
flexing.
stalking you for a while too. I was trying to keep my composure.
Go
Yeah,
upstairs.
I was like,
Hold on one sec. I'll be right back. Continue to
all
talk.
right.
Thank you. He's that's the problem though. He knows it, right? He knows it. So he doesn't stop. I'll be right back. You guys continue your Genasi talk. I'm gonna beat a child. There he goes. There. Yep.
But yeah, like
It's
I mean, there's so many spells that Earth could have, but they choose not to get, and I'm like, why?
Makes me think because for uh for one of my characters I wanted to make, I wanted to use that class. I mean that race, and now I'm kind of hesitant because I wanted to do the Earth, but if that's how the Earth is,
yeah.
Yeah,
now
Yeah. Now you just
I
got
want
me
to make
angry.
myself an Airbender or something.
Yeah, that's cool. That is cool. An air elemental with desert druid. That's pretty sick. It's pretty sick. I kind of want to make a fire genasi. Like, let's see, intelligence. I don't want to be a wizard though. I'd probably go like
Oh, monk.
monk could be pretty cool.
Then become a firebender.
Yeah, because
That's
I
what
mean, you can in the like you can. All right, we're getting off genasi. I can't. I can't right now. I can't right now. Um, can't right now. So Alby,
They all.
number one pick for Dungeons
Number
and
one pick
Dragons.
I think we can guess.
would Kenku. The
Kenku.
only reason I picked Genku is because the first time I looked it up, it instantly made me think of two things. One was Itachi from Naruto, and the second one was the crane from Kung Fu Panda. So I instantly thought, yo, that would be awesome to have like a ninja bird. So I looked up into it, and you can make a ninja
Oh
bird,
yeah.
and they actually make perfect ninjas.
Oh yeah.
So I got excited for that, and I'm just like, that is awesome. Just imagine like a big giant pro ninja. I just instantly fell in love.
plus I love they're difficult to play, but I love the fact that they just mimic things. They don't talk themselves. They just mimic things.
Yeah, that's the one thing that I actually did not like of them.
I
When I
think
saw that, I'm like, no, because I have like, if I'm gonna make a character, like I want to put personality into it, and just to be able to just mimic things, I was like, I can't really play with that. I mean, you can, but at
okay.
the same time, me being me, I won't be able to, you know.
Yeah. So here's the thing with that, right? So I was looking into this as well because a Kenku makes a perfect monk. You get a +1 to your wisdom, which duh, and then you get +2 to your dexterity. Um, I see a Kenku as like I would love to play a Kenku, and but let's go over the rest of the stats. So it's an expert in forgery, right? Um, your Kenku training gives you proficiency in acrobatics, deception, stealth, and sleight of hand. You can pick 2 of those. Mimicry. You can mimic a sound that you've heard, including voices. A creature that hears this sound can make a check to see if he knows that it's being intimidated. Which, yeah, right. They do make great rogues. I think the rogue is like the main thing these are used for, but I could see it. I could really see it as a monk. But like playing a Kenku could be difficult, but but if you know how to roll it, it can mimic anything that it has ever heard. So it can mimic anything. You yeah, you'd be a bard and just
Bard is
like it's all,
awesome.
but the problem is it's all cover songs. Ba-dum dum. Get it? Because he only mimic. Anyway, um, thank you.
I mean, you could do like movie, like if they're like a movie buff, like anything, any play, like they could just mimic like catchphrases the entire time.
Yeah, that's what, like, I would have a couple key catchphrases, and do some crazy shit with it, because it would never just say no, right? So like my catchphrase would be like, "Get off my damn lawn," and that's my no. Do you think we should do this? Get off my damn lawn.
and and what I like about them, because Kenku was gonna be on my list, because I love them that they're not they're not smart. So like you have to explain things to Kenkus. Like they just don't understand things. If you're not specifically like you have to do this, they kind of just stare at you. Like and then they just mimic something. Usually.
So
That's how
yeah,
I've seen them played.
well that's
The way uh yeah, the way I understood it when I read it was that when somebody says something, I can only repeat that. That's the way I understood it. Like I
Oh
have to
no.
hear it and then repeat it. Like that's the way
no,
I understood it when I read it.
no, 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 no. Okay, so a little bit about Cancun, and we can go over that. And that's a good question, and I think it might. So the way that I've seen them play is that they're dumb, but I don't believe that they are, because the Kenku race comes from a curse, a line of curses. It's a form of lycanthropy, but different. Um, there are people that have been broken apart, so like there's no empires or anything like that. They're mostly mimicry. They're mostly mimics and thieves. Um, they can they can repeat things that they've heard, but they have no voice of their own. They create their own vocabulary out of words that they heard. So you could still play a Kenku and still talk if you are around people long enough. Your words would just be. It would be like typing on one of those little like old school saying spells or spell and says. You know, your butt looks horrible today in those pants. You know what I mean? Like that's and that's literally what it says. They create their own vocabulary out of words that they've heard. Their speech is often choppy and segmented.
Okay.
So you could still talk. I think that depends on I think it's just like, to answer that question. Yeah, no, because it wouldn't be parrot-like because they mimic it exactly.
Bro, you can pretty much make a William Shatner. I still don't know what's going on.
Yeah. So like,
When I hear mimicry and how it's explained, the first thing I think of is Bumblebee in
yes.
Transformers when,
Yeah.
when he's going through all the channels just to
Yeah.
talk how he wanted to talk.
Yeah,
That's
that's
how
what
I
it would be very
like
similar to that.
multiple
But I
voices.
don't think that it would understand a language that it didn't know already. It could mimic it, but if it wasn't something that it already knew, um so let's go to,
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like you have to explain it to them. Like you're like this word, it means this. This is what like you have to like literally explain things to them.
Yeah, that's a good
yeah.
question. What
S-
Becky asked?
It's a lot like Devon and how we know what he knows about
Yeah,
cars.
it's what we talk it would be exactly like talking to Devon, except we yell at the Kenku less. Right. So which brings me to that, right? So if it's a telepathic link, you don't need to talk at all.
Wait,
Or
if it does know telepathy, does that mean he could just speak regular then?
Yeah,
Or
because he knows the words. He knows the language. This is what it says. If you look at languages, it says common and Auroran. Um, though you can only talk in mimicry. It doesn't say that.
it's
It,
it makes me think like one of those people that it's like I know what I want to say, I just don't know how to say it.
yeah.
Like it's all up here, but it won't come out.
A perfect example is Ariana, right? Ariana can she understands exactly what you're saying. She knows exactly what you're saying. She just can't talk. She signs, but she can't talk. But if you could go inside that little head, I'm sure it's going 300 miles a minute. And I'm mainly making that assumption because I know how her mother is.
The what if you made a Kenku that like does have telepathy, but the only time like you hear anything that it says, it's not actually speaking, it's just like squawking.
Well, I think it would be funny to have like a Kenku that was like really, it broke up the speech, right? So when it's talking, but every once in like there's just one character that he speaks to telepathically, right? So he's trying to say something and the rest of the characters aren't getting it, right? Like I think we should try this door over here. And the rest of the characters are like, I don't get it. And then telepathically, right? He's like, I can't stand these blithering buffoons. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like like his intelligence is ridiculous, but he just can't get through to these people. Yeah. Inside Out Kenku edition. Nice. Oh. Yeah, Kenkus are fun. Kenkus are fun. I would definitely like to play one. Um all right. I think everybody knows my choice for number 1. Um at this point.
No,
um and 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 I will stick to this forever. Not the variant. My choice for number 1 is the tiefling. The tiefling. Nothing fancy, nothing too crazy. Your intel by 1, your charisma by 2. You look badass. Um, you get your dark vision. Again, you have resistance to fire damage. Hellish Rebuke is probably one of my favorite spells. Molly Mock. That was all his fault. I'm just saying. That was all his fault. And I'm not getting in. I'm not getting into it. I promised myself I wouldn't talk about Critical Role. I love Critical Role. Just there's some things. But you get that Thaumaturgy cantrip, which is probably one of the best cantrips in the entire game. I love Thaumaturgy.
Unless you use it like Dewdrop uses it.
Yeah. I
like how
noticed.
she used it,
I
like, it's
notice
all
that you love it. You use it when you're walking through the woods, trying not to be eaten by giant plants by yelling at the top of your lungs and echoing through the forest. I had to make up a whole map and battle
all that
setup.
you were making it as soon as that happened, you started making it.
Yeah, like as
That's
soon as they
awesome.
plucked the flower, I was like, yeah, this has to happen. I can't. um, but Hellish Rebuke, seriously, the the Infernal Legacy, just this one, has my favorite three spells, three of my favorite spells, and Darkness. All I'm saying is, Warlock, cast Darkness. Make sure that you have, what is it, Devil's Sight. Cast Darkness for days, and just start murking people at 5th level.
I mean, that's like a dice camera action and Strix. I mean, she's like one of my favorite,
Yeah,
tieflings.
yeah. And let's be honest, right? Okay, all the other races, they look cool, but none of them look as cool as a tiefling. Maybe the Genasi are alright. But do they have horns, bro? Did you die?
I think fire ones can.
See, I would put horns on my fire one. My fire, I would go crazy. But then I would never. But I wouldn't be a fire Genasi. Well, no, it's yeah. It's only resistance to fire. Now, like Critical Role, I think they did something with what's her name? Somebody help me. Jester,
So
thank
when
you.
you
Jester. I think they did something different with her, but I'm not 100% sure because her Hellish Rebuke isn't fire either. It's that ice shard thing. So she might be resistant to like cold. I'd have to look up her stats specifically. But um but yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I mean Yeah, that was a Mercer thing. Like that was a homebrew thing that they did for her. Which, like, if it makes sense to your character and it makes sense to the game, I'd totally be down for changing some certain things. Like initially, um, so just for instance, initially Azamak, the character Azamak, I had something built for him for another campaign that we were gonna play, and in that I didn't want to be a Circle of the Moon. Because I knew who I was playing with, and it wouldn't have made sense to be another tank. Because realistically, Circle of the Moon Druid is 90% of the time he's a tank. So I wanted to be more of a caster. So I went Circle of Land, but I didn't like the choices for my character. Not that I didn't like the choices of things, but I didn't like it for my character because I had a whole backstory. So one of the things that we did was I went to the DM that was going to run that game, and I looked at all the circle properties, right? Because each one of the spell levels differ, right? If you look into those spells, so at level 3, blah blah blah. So what I designed was what I called a planial land druid. So like most of his spells were like jump, dimension door, um, misty step. It was to get around the field faster. That was his whole thing, was movement and getting out of the way and moving around the field as fast as possible. And we were gonna play him, but that never happened. So where's everybody else?
What?
I'm just talking a lot. Y'all are being all quiet and shit. I'm just over here running my mouth.
I was listening.
It, it does. Well, I was looking at tieflings. It does look like there's different uh legacies. Like the standard one is like Asmodeus, but I guess
Yeah, those
there
are.
are other.
Oh no, chat. I was not talking about you guys. You guys have been great tonight, chatting it up. Josh? Where's your other friend? Is she still here?
Kayla. No, I think she had to run off.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I don't want you guys thinking that I'm telling you that you're not talking. Um, it's just I thought my headset was broke. That's what I was worried about. Um, because it sounded too quiet. You know, it's like when the kids are running around. Like first you just hear like a whole bunch of running and then silence. That's when you know something bad's about to happen.
God.
Yeah, there is different legacies, but most of those legacies are homebrewed,
Yeah, but
which is
like that
fine.
Jester one, I think
Hmm.
is one of the
Yeah,
is one of the. I think he's like an ice one.
yeah, and as long as it makes sense, uh, as long as it makes sense, I don't have an issue with it. You know what I mean? Like it make if they kept like thaumaturgy, if they didn't even if they didn't keep thaumaturgy, as long as they put a cantrip that wasn't a damage dealing spell, I'm cool with it. Hellish Rebuke if you want to change the properties, but it has to do the same damage. But I wouldn't like at 5th level instead of casting darkness, you cast fireball. You know, that would be a little,
Hell.
yeah. So yeah. Um, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna read off. I'm gonna read off what we had here, and I'm gonna mark the ones that appeared on the list more than once. Okay, and that's gonna give us a grouping, and then we'll pick out of those. which one is our pick as a group. So I see, let's start with Devon's picks. He had the half orc at 5, the dwarf at 4, the minotaur at 3, which was repeated by me, dragonborn, and a halfling at number 1. That almost hurt my soul when I said that. Halfling at number 1. You know, everybody, listen, I'm just kidding. Everybody has their own opinions. Doesn't matter how wrong they are. They still have them. Tiefling. We have a tiefling. We also have a warforge, Josh. Pureblood. We have a changeling. And a genasi. So me, I have the changeling, the minotaur, and the Azamar, the Gith, and the tiefling again. And Alby, you have the I can't pronounce that. Of course you like halflings, Becky.
I don't know if it's Satyr or Sidar. I don't
Satyr,
know.
that's it.
It's Seder.
Satyr.
Yeah. Every time I look at it, I want to stab myself in the eye. But Warforged, Tabaxi, Human, and Kenku. So that means repeated. Let's see what we got here. We're gonna add these together. Your Warforge, you have a total of 4, right? Because we'll average it and see what scores you got. So your Minotaur appears on a 4 and a 3. So what's that give us? 7 divided by 2 is 3.5. Minotaur to 3.5. Warforge at a solid 4. Tiefling, we have it a 5 and a 1. So that is 5 divided by 2. It's 2.5. And then a changeling at, let's see. Yeah, those are the only ones that we doubled up, right? The Warforged, the Minotaur, the Tiefling, Changeling.
Yep, I think so.
Okay. So if we go by laws of average, do you want to go by laws of average or do we want to vote?
Feeling I already know which one's gonna win.
Can we do both?
Sure, we can go by average. Well, yeah, we got time. We're gonna go by the average first. So if we go by the average, so let me do this one real quick. So your Warforge comes in at 4th because it was 4th on both picks. Your Minotaur would come in at a 3.5, and then your, see, this is where the average is screwed up because it's only halved. Let me see, 3. Yeah, 3.5. That would be that would be actually tied for the Changeling at 3.5. And then the Tiefling would take it at 2.5. So let's see the difference in the votes. If you had to rank these 4, Josh, give me all four. Which one's first for you?
Well, I would say Changeling is number one,
Okay.
then Tiefling.
Warforged or Minotaur?
Then Minotaur, then Warforged.
Okay. Devon?
My first one would probably be Minotaur,
Okay.
then Changeling, Tiefling, Warforged.
Alby?
Hey, based on aesthetics, because I don't really know much about all these.
Yep. Go for it.
The one that I think sounds the coolest is Changeling.
Okay.
Then it'll be Tiefling,
Okay.
Warforged, and then Minotaur.
Okay. Now, for my fine viewers, go ahead and vote. 1 through 4, Changeling, Tiefling, Minotaur, Warforged, and we will add you into the vote. You know you want to. While they get that ready, I'm going to do my pick. Because of course I think the Changeling is first. Or the Tiefling is first. The Changeling for me is second. The Minotaur third. And the Warforged fourth. So if we go by average, right now, the Tiefling wins. But if we go by any other numbers, we got the Changeling at first, the Tiefling at second, the Minotaur at third, and the Warforged at fourth. Are our viewers voting?
Come on, Becky, you're opinionated.
Okay, Minotaur at second. Ooh, putting them up there. Changeling first. Still strong with the Changeling. Where do you put the Tiefling and the Warforged, Becky? No love for the Warforged. No love for the Warforged.
I mean, technically, it gets a lot of love because it's still in the top 5.
I mean, it's still in the top 5, yeah. Actually, it's in the top 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. Inner Magic, you wanna throw a voice in there, bud?
Come on, Senna.
He's like, no, because every one of those choices suck. But it definitely looks like the Changeling definitely took the top spot. So that's gonna yeah.
And
Go ahead.
I really think the thing that, like, just primarily locks it in for me for Changeling is just that one to whatever you want.
Yeah.
I mean, that's magic right there.
Speaking of magic, inner magic's just like changeling 1, halfling 2. No, you can't pick a halfling. Go ahead. Give me what you give me what you got.
What are your 5? Let's hear from you guys.
Give me everything. Give me anything you got. Give me your top 5s. Give me your top 5s. Yeah, give me your top 5. We got time. We got time. I didn't say you could think now. Just kidding. Yeah, think.
Spot.
So I know it is hard. That's what I'm saying. Like, you know what? Just give me the top whatever you can get off the top of your head, because it took me almost a week to figure out exactly what I would pick. Yeah, Becky, you've played almost every character as much as you die.
Oh, I think me and Becky need a death counter.
Yeah, I mean, she almost died jumping into the magic water last time.
I know.
So I do have a serious question. I do have a serious question for all of you guys, and you guys on the chat as well. So next Wednesday we're going to be doing this again at about 8:30. Uh, Shout out on topics. What do we want to pick? Um, so my personal thought is we just did the top 5. I think we do. I think we do the bottom 5.
Oh yeah, I want some salt in here.
Yeah. Because I think what we're gonna do, and guys in the chat, tell me if this is cool. So we started out. The first one we did was how we make our characters. And then we kind of broke that down. I'm literally walking through. So the second chapter is all about races. So I think we do our top 5, then we do our bottom 5, and then I think we go into, we do the same thing for classes, which would bring us to chapter 3.
Yeah, the only issue with classes is there's only one right answer. I mean,
There is.
yeah.
There is.
I mean,
If yeah. I mean, if you're not a druid, you're wrong.
exactly.
So,
Hey, at least I can say Druid's in my top 5.
Honestly, like that's the first thing I wanted to play as is a druid. Actually, when I very first played, and remember Cheese.
Cheese.
oh my god, yeah. So we got, okay, so Inner Magic gives us one. He gives Genasi. What is that other, what is that? I can't see.
Siths.
Silas,
What is that?
Sith. Sith. Sith.
Hold on.
It's a fae.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I kn- oh, see, you're going with that unearthed arcana stuff. Not here, pal. We get out of here with that shit. No, is that an unearthed?
Yep, it is.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, it's like a fair. It's like a fairy.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But look, well, see, here's what threw me, right? And this is what really threw me. So the other day was the first time. The other day was the first time that I got onto to D&D Beyond, and they now have the grung and lo- the fish people thing. I'm not even trying to pronounce that right now. Um, and those two I've never seen before. So I was like, when he put that, I was like, shit, it might be on here. I'm not saying that it's not.
Oh, the like locust or
Yeah,
whatever, the
yeah,
weird fish
yeah. And then they also have.
bird and from acquisitions.
Hey, buddy. Thanks for giving us a follow. I hope you're enjoying yourself. Jump in the chat if you want. We're just simply talking D&D. Yeah, that's what I was. I'll have to, yeah, weird looking things. But I am interested in these two from the Mythic Odysseys. Yeah, it does look like a Pokemon. It freaks me out, and I don't even want to go down that far again.
It's because it's BJ.
You know a guy named
Sorry.
BJ that looks like a fish?
Well, I mean, he does look a little like a fish, but
Oh,
it's a different
that's
story.
messed up. I do want to get that though, because it has that book. Because it has a couple new monsters in it. Which one is a young kraken? So I mean, not that I can't find it, but then the new race. It's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Um, yeah. So I think next Wednesday we'll go through our bottom five races. Bottom five, and I bet you can guess which one I hate the most.
Let me guess. Halflings.
Uh, You know what? Actually, I was gonna say these weird fish people, but now that
Uh,
I
the,
think now that I think about it, yeah, I would definitely play a fish person over a halfling.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's what we're gonna do next week. Um, but I do want to thank everybody for hanging out. Thank you for the follows. That was awesome. Um, so come back tomorrow night and hang out. Uh, normally Josh and Devon are hanging out while I'm painting. We just talk D&D and do some dumb stuff. Hold on.
Yeah, conversations tend to get weird in that chat.
always.
We talked Oreos yesterday.
Oh my! I forgot about the Oreos.
It, oh, we're getting raided? Seriously?
What a time.
All right. Oh man, I feel so bad.
Well, now we have to stay on for a little longer.
Hey, what's going
It's
on,
only
guys? Thanks for the raid. Um, what were you guys getting into tonight? Nice. Very nice. Yeah, I'm gonna be doing some painting tomorrow. Right now we're just doing a little nerd talk, doing some D&D talk. Uh, cool, cool, cool. Yeah, man, I'll have to check you guys out. I'll have to check you out when you're on next. Yeah, I'm gonna be working on. So for those of you just joining, uh, we're just finishing up. Um, we're just discussing our top 5 picks uh, for D&D races. That's There we go, another one. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, so we're just picking our top 5 and pretty much screwing around, talking about the other races and how halflings are worthless. Um,
Oh, whoa, whoa.
oh, sorry, no,
Hey,
that's
hey,
not.
hey, save it for Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
that's next Wednesday. You can talk crap on my halflings as much as you want next Wednesday.
but sorry. Um, so yeah, I think next time we chat, we're gonna pick up on ones we dislike. Yeah, I haven't done too much. Yeah, squishing them together. It's fun. I haven't sculpted in a while. I should probably do that sometime soon. It's mainly just painting and foam work. I don't want to build another tower for another year though. Those things were painful. Those things were horrible.
The bad memories.
Yeah, man. Again, thanks for the raid. Um, we'll be here for a little bit yet. A little bit. Um, so yeah, tomorrow I'll be working on her. Ooh, let's bring it back a little bit. I'm gonna be finishing up the painting. Um, just got to do some highlights, fill some stuff in down below here. Um, we'll be working on her, and like I said, Josh and Devon are normally in the chat, so you know we throw on some tunes uh, and just shoot shit while I paint. Um, and then after that, uh, I think we have another session at D&D yet. But that's going to be changing because we are getting back to the live table. It's going to be sickety sick.
Wait.
Yeah, I can't wait. I cannot wait. Whoop whoop. Yeah, so we had, for those of you guys that haven't seen it, we have a 60-inch flat screen TV that I built a table around, and it's just a fun time playing. Just a fun time playing. I can't wait to hear real dice hit the table again.
I can't wait to play my stupid characters.
Oh, fucking Hugmug's gotta die.
He shall not die.
Becky did die at the end, didn't you?
Yep.
Yep. And we left her body.
And, and
And
Noob
Noob is
doesn't
gone.
even know.
Yeah, Noob is missing. He lost his sword and went crazy.
Yep. Yeah.
I need Bicho back. Damn it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to like watch the last 3 episodes on YouTube just
Oh,
just so I can
I
catch
watched
up.
him the other day. As soon as we all talked about bringing it back soon, I went back and rewatched it,
Yeah,
and
I
I
mean I have all my notes and
saw
stuff,
how
but
much we actually did in those last 3 episodes.
yeah.
Make a new one, Becky.
No, her character was sick. The new one she was gonna introduce is sick. I liked it. Um, Yeah, I think the last thing you guys stopped on. It feels so long ago. Like, it feels so long ago that we did all that.
Been almost 6 months.
Yeah. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Um, yeah, so we're gonna do a D&D thing here shortly. Um, let me do something real quick. Sorry guys, we're gonna shrink down for a second. Boop. Sorry about that. I need to pull something over here. Um, yeah, it'll be nice to have everybody around the table again. You know what I mean? We're definitely gonna have to order pizza. It's yeah. Um, yeah. I seriously can't wait for it.
We're gonna come back.
No, you're not.
Oh yes, 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 yes. I agree.
Yes.
I hate.
Well, Dad's still dead.
So, yeah. That being said, I I want to thank everybody for coming out. Thank you for all the follows today. Um, you know, if you like what we're doing, hit us up. Um, hit us up on YouTube. I got to do some editing stuff because I do have an Instagram. I do have a Twitter now. We do have our own Discord, um,
Facebook,
Facebook.
which
So
I need to stop slacking on. I
yeah,
can't do that.
so we're gonna get a little bit more organized with that stuff. Um, I'm gonna I'm gonna end up picking somebody to do a lot of that stuff because I don't have time, and nor do I have the experience to do said
Because
things.
you're old.
Because I'm old. That's true. But that being said, I just jumped on and seen.
Alby gets thrown in everything.
I know, right? No, I got Alby on enough stuff right now. Um, I I I think I'm going to. Yeah, we'll talk about that. Um, but seriously, guys, thanks for sticking around. Thanks for chatting. Thanks for the raids. Thanks for the likes. I'm digging it. I'm digging the community. Speaking of the community, I found and followed last night a awesome painter, and it looks like she is working on a mini now, and it looks like she just started. So we're gonna do a little raid ourselves. Yeah, I was talking to Brandon tonight a little bit, so I want to get him on some of this stuff. Becky, next time we do the show, you should try to jump on and we can get your we can hear your wonderful voice.
3 times louder than normal.
Yeah, see what's up. I also have a special guest that may be coming next week, but I don't want to. I don't want to say. I don't want to say. So we got a lot of stuff to figure out. I had a blast tonight. I hope you guys had fun. Uh, I hope you learned something, or I hope we made you think. That's really what we, or made you laugh. One of those two, which pure stupidity makes me laugh all the time. So, um,
Or at least questioned the human race and how people like us still exist.
that is a true statement. So we're gonna raid. So what I need you guys to do is stick around. Let's do this raid. Let's give them a good holler, yell at them, scream at them, let them know we're there. And then until tomorrow, 8:30, I will be painting, and I hope to see you guys then.
Deuces.
Bye,
I
internets.
Bye.